adopt and apply the Wedge principle.
Money is not understood by many, even though many earn it and only a few master it. Ayazuddin. The Wedge principle is a financial practice. As your income grows, save and invest most of the increment. Literally means that you have to wage a war against correspondingly increasing expenses as your income grows. In effect, you must channel some money from the increased income toward your savings, growth, and development needs. How to apply the Wedge principle? Putting aside some money for saving and investment is normally challenging. For most people, it is interpreted to mean reducing their standard of living, and thus it is problematic to implement. The Wedge principle sets in here and proposes that you maintain your standard of living, but that for any additional income, do not only use it to grow your current standard of living, but to save and invest part of the increment too. For instance, if you have been earning 1,200,000 Uganda shillings, about 300 United States dollars a month, and your salary gets increased to 1,600,000 Uganda shillings, about 400 United States dollars. Using the Wedge principle, the increase in your income is 400,000 Uganda shillings, about 100 United States dollars per month. Please increase your standard of living by 50% of the increment and save and invest 50%. This means in the new month, you will have a saving and investment of 200,000 Uganda shillings, about 50 United States dollars, an increment in your standard of living of the same amount. If you follow this principle to the dot, it implies that if your job entitles you to a 13th month paycheck, you can enjoy 50% and put 50% directly to saving and investment. The same principle does apply if you get a bonus and attract any other additional income. More importantly, over the years, if you get another salary increment, do apply the same principle. To demonstrate the power of this principle, I went to Michael, already talked about above, to appreciate what the Wedge principle would imply in real-life situations. Michael generously shared this information with me to the best of his recollection. The baseline was the year 2000, when Michael was earning 350,000 Uganda shillings net after tax and social security. In January 2003, Michael got a new job that was paying him a net of 820,000, which generated an increment of 470,000 Uganda shillings. Using the Wedge principle, 50%, the equivalent of 235,000 Uganda shillings, could have been saved and invested, while the other 50% could have been used to improve his standard of living. In July 2007, Michael was promoted to a senior position, earning a net pay of 1,245,000 Uganda shillings. The net increment amounted to 425,000 Uganda shillings. Following the same principle, 50% translated to 212,500 Uganda shillings, which could have been used to enhance his standard of living, and a corresponding amount saved and invested. In 2015, Michael applied and successfully became a manager in another company, earning a net income of 4,875,000 Uganda shillings. Applying the same principle, the increment amounted to 3,630,000 Uganda shillings. The corresponding 50% equivalent amounted to 1,815,000 Uganda shillings, which could have been used to enhance his standard of living, while an equal amount could have been saved and invested. In May 2021, Michael became a regional manager a role he performs to date, earning a net of $7,200,000. Applying the same principle, the increment amounted to 2,325,000 Uganda shillings. Again, the 50% amounted to 1,162,500 Uganda shillings, which could have been made available for improving his standard of living, while the balance could have been saved and invested. If Michael followed the Wedge principle, this is how his savings and investment financial performance up to December 2023 would look today at an investment rate of 10% per annum, a return you can get in most countries without your full involvement. It is summarized here for your attention. For the period 2000 to 2002, there was no increment, therefore no return would be accrued using the same principle for that period. Turning from January 2003 to June 2007, he would have accumulated a principal and interest of Uganda shillings 161,515,499 out of investing the increment amount. From July 2007 to December 2014, he would have accumulated a principal and interest of Uganda shillings 86,218,938 by investing the increment. While for January 2015 to April 2021, he would have accumulated the principal and interest of Uganda shillings 249,073,643 out of investing the increment. And from May 2021 to December 2023, he would have accumulated the principal and interest of Uganda shillings 40,425,483 out of investing the increment. Michael's investment by December 2023 would have been 537,233,563 Uganda shillings, about $134,308 United States dollars. Following the Wedge principle would have yielded to Michael and to any other person who applied this principle with consistency and discipline over time, the same returns. Financial experts, though, highlight that very few people have the discipline, consistency, and patience. They estimate the number to be globally less than 5% of the population. Can you make a decision to stand out and be counted among those working progressively to gain such financial improvement? Please stay tuned to our channel. We have a lot on offer: trainings, courses, coaching, mentorship programs, and much more. Thank you.